Take it if you need. I can follow your lead, too.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get you right to tip off this game, of course, between the Milligan University Buffaloes and your Bryan College Lady Lions. With me in the booth today, Cam Fuqua. He called half of the game with me for the men's, and now he's back. Cam, I don't know about you. I couldn't be more ready for this one.
I'm excited. I think I probably said that 2 or 3 times during the guys' game. No offense to the guys or anything. They played great today, but.
And why not be excited? The matchup between the number 2 and 3 teams in the conference. One has to think whichever team takes this one home is definitely getting national attention.
Absolutely.
And definitely has the momentum when they face Reinhardt once again. Caitlin Hennessy, 3 behind the screen, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be Milligan University ball. The starting lineup for Milligan: J.C. Jenkins, McKenna Myers, Samaj Clark, Lauren Longmire, and Maddie Runnels, of course, for the Lions. Tori Brooks, Caitlin Hennessy, Alyssa Molaski, Katie Farrell, and Samantha Russell. The Buffaloes holding an early 2-0 lead here as Milligan definitely looks to push the pace to attack, and we're going to get a jump ball. It'll stay Milligan University ball. And, of course, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, we are having Upward Night here tonight. Stay tuned at the halftime show. You'll get to see some exhibitions from our Upward friends located at Family Church. It's going to be a good time. This is a packed-out crowd. This is probably the most packed it's been in here, besides maybe a rival game with that Blue School. So, once again, stay tuned for that. And I think we're just fixing the shot clock here. The one team keeps possession, the other one through a jump ball. It doesn't reset.
And Drew, I expect this game today. It's gonna be up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both teams like to get out and run. Run and gun is like what I like to call the Lady Lions. They want to shoot threes. Alyssa, with the ball, shoots the eyes out of it. Tori, I think, had 25 plus in her last 4 games.
Yep.
Samantha can shoot it. You got 4 girls in the starting lineup right now that can go for 20 on any given night.
Absolutely.
And you got 5 that can go for 15. You know, Katie, don't sleep on her. She can score as well.
Katie, really the only inside. I mean, Hennessy and Russell do well to get inside. And Molaski wide open for 3. That no good. Russell, I believe that's Russell and Clark fighting for the board. It'll be Milligan ball. But Katie really the only true inside post presence this team has.
And she kind of adapts to that clear role, like we talked about earlier today. She's cleaning up the board. She's getting there. She's getting physical. You know, every team has to have somebody like that.
You're right, absolutely.
Just a true grinder.
And that one too long. Hennessy pushed it up the floor, and if you've watched any Bryan College, you know that Hennessy looks to push the pace, and we're going to get another jump ball here. She can sling it. She's got quite a cannon on her from just about anywhere on the floor. Lassie inbounded to her. Brooks with the ball. Tori Brooks inside, loses the handle for a second. Trying to find somebody. Milligan playing stout defense to this point. No points on the board for Bryan. Hennessy 7 on the shot clock. She'll drive in. Hennessy takes the contact. She'll shoot 2 at the line. I believe that one's going to go on number 13, Lauren Longmire. Hennessy looks to get Bryan College on the board for the first time. And she does. Puts in the free throw. And that one good as well. One thing I've noticed this year with Hennessy is, I mean, she is much improved even in her 5th year at creating body contact more than any other year I've seen her play here in her time.
I've been very impressed by her facilitating this year too. I know in a lot of years past, last couple of years, she's scored a lot more than this year, and she's really just kind of taken that true facilitator role on. You get a foul on Hennessy here?
I believe we did.
A lot of contact.
Yeah,
from both teams.
Yeah.
Call that one foul.
No, it absolutely was. I'm with you. I don't necessarily agree with the call, but I could get it. She fell, and Hennessy was going that way as well. Clark, top of the key, looks to pull for a second. Going to work on Molaski. That one too strong. Farrell the rebound. Hennessy has Brooks, And, man, that has worked all year.
Absolutely.
Brooks leaks out. Hennessy chucks it over the top. The Lions get on the board with 2 more there. Samaj Clark all the way in. And I believe Samaj Clark is the only scorer again. Hennessy for Brooks. Pump fake. That one too strong. Farrell's there for the board. Quick 3 for Russell. That one no good. There's a fight for the ball. Somebody's got to come away with it. And number 2, J.C. Jenkins does. Jenkins attacking now. Trying to find some step-through lane. I believe her foot slid a little bit. That one no good. Offensive rebound pulled in by number 3, McKenna Myers. Middle of the paint shot, no good. Rebound, Russell. Russell goes around Clark all the way. That one rims out. Russell, her own rebound, gets the putback. Good job staying alert there. Didn't get the first one to go like she was expecting, but stayed in that space and grabbed it and pulled the board down. Samaj Clark for 3 now. That one's short. Brooks the board.
Brooks has been real active on the board so far early in this game.
Hennessy looking for somebody. Milligan, pretty good off-ball pressure. Make sure she doesn't have any passing lanes. Molaski in the paint now. The step through, no good. Lauren Longmire up the floor. And the big 5'11" forward. Don't normally see them in this. Yeah, that was good. That was a good move. You don't normally see forwards like Longmire dribble on the wing in this conference. Normally the tall girls play exclusively down in the post, but she looked pretty good handling the ball there.
Right.
This will be a 30-second, so we'll keep it here. Once again, at halftime we'll have Upward Night. Camera will catch that, hopefully. We'll have the older kids from Upward playing an exhibition game on our court, and you don't want to miss something like that. It's something you won't see very often. I know it's younger kids playing basketball, but stick around for that. I'm going to enjoy it. I'll be down there watching on the floor. I think it'll be a great time.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think we said in the earlier broadcast, for me, like I would die to do this. I would kill to do this as a kid, And for a lot of these guys, it's gonna make their whole year.
Yep.
And they'll remember this forever. And I'm glad, like you said earlier, we go to an institution that is able to do things like this. So.
Yeah, it's a gift, and I believe Milligan had some substitutions. Number 12, Kinsey Campbell, and I believe number 44. Oh, we don't have her. She got cut off. Well, we'll just have to call her number 44 for now. 'Cause, I'm sure she's on the stat sheet. That's number 44, Lena Lyon, and all sorts of contact from both directions in the paint. It'll go Lions' way. Autumn Davis checked in as well. So did Nevaeh Majors. Those two off the bench, man. A duo of guards you do not want to see if you're a perimeter ball handler.
Both are very good defensive guards. Nevaeh manages the offense very well on that end of the floor, too.
And Brooks came up with the deflection there. Russell had a pretty good angle on her, good defense. Brooks came around to make sure she wasn't getting that shot up. Samaj Clark with the ball. Brooks tipped it for a minute. Kinsey Campbell in the paint. That one long. Davis with the board. She'll look to push it up the floor. Tori Brooks working on Lyon. Russell over the top of Clark.
God.
Good strong move there. And if she hadn't gone, if she hadn't gone how she did to the bucket, that would have been sent back. Using the right hand there. Clark out to Campbell, not Campbell. That's going to be Longmire wide open. That's no good. Russell handed off to Brooks. Brooks deep three, no good. And, you know, if you never watched a Bryan College game, you're kind of like, wow, what is she doing? But she hits that shot all the time.
I always like to say she walks in the gym and has the green light.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
That's
25-plus point score in the last, 4 games, I believe?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she shoots the eyes out of it. So.
Yeah. And I've talked about this before. Brooks, a much improved ball handler and driver this season, has really opened up a lot more for her now that she's a threat to go inside. Majors, wild shot off the backboard. Buffalo's looking to push. Longmire drives Brooks, and she'll pick up the foul. Every time you kind of come down with that hand, the officials are looking for that. So whether you get them or not, you're probably getting the foul. Longmire's first free throw is good. Buffalo's with their first advantage since the game was 2-0, 2:40 on the game clock. Milligan leads 9-8. Second free throw is good. I want to do a little something different here. A special shout out. Our athletic director, Jenny Swafford, recently had her baby. She said that she can't really open her eyes right now. She's still in recovery, but want to give her a shout out. We want to wish you getting back to Bryan as soon as possible, and thanks for watching us. Farrell, the putback, Farrell, the bucket, and a bit. That's what she does right there. I mean, she creates those chances for herself by getting the offensive rebounds.
I like to call those dirty points. You know, they're underappreciated.
Longmire, the quick three-pointer. Well, I believe that's a push on Farrell. That'll be her first, team third on the quarter. I didn't see that one, so I'm not.
Had my eyes away from it, I believe.
Milligan, the post hook, no good. Majors up the floor to Brooks. Brooks quickly shoots. That one just long. Campbell pulls down the board. Lena Leon with the jump shot. Excuse me. That's going to be number 24, Maddie Runnels. They look quite alike. Runnels knocks down the 2-point jump shot, and you kind of get the sense in this first quarter, this is kind of like two heavyweight fighters feeling each other out. Either, neither not sure of the outcome at this point. They're kind of just throwing small jabs right now.
And, I was going to mention this as we got to the end of the quarter. I just feel like it's a good drive by Hennessy, talking about creating contact there and getting to the line. Like I kind of sense maybe some early jitters here. Big matchup, and it's not that they're nervous or worried. They're just overranked. Their lids are on the basket for both teams. I don't really think either team's shooting over 30% right now. I can check on that, but 27 for Milligan, 22 for Bryan. Just really trying to slow the game down in your head and just take the lid off the basket. Because once they start falling, it's gonna get high scoring quick. Both these offenses, they look to be high power, and they're getting good looks at the basket. The shots look good, and they're gonna fall.
That's well said. And I was going to bring that. We've already seen Brooks miss two that are normally, warm up three-pointers for her. And you get the sense that everybody's playing a little tight now. Everybody knows the stakes of this one.
Right.
Into the game for Milligan is going to be number 4, Tessa Gibson. That's a high school classmate of mine. Gibson from Cleveland, Tennessee, attended Silverdale Baptist Academy. Good to see her getting her first minutes out here. And we'll get a block on Majors. The whistle doesn't go the Lions' way.
I believe she was a little in the maybe a half foot in the restricted area there.
I believe she was.
A little deep.
Where she landed, it would almost be hard not to be in the restricted area from there. Milligan kind of goes with some rapid fire subbing. We've seen a lot of girls in and out of the game already. I mean, I think we're looking at about 9 girls already in the game for Milligan. Bryan just 7. And we've seen a lot of girls go in and then come out and then go back in. Pretty rare to see in the first quarter.
You know, and I like the tactic, too. You know, you want to get all your girls in there that you feel like could help you down the stretch. You want them to fill out the game because you don't want them to be filling out the game in the third, fourth quarter when you're going in for girls with 3 or 4 fouls, you know. And if you have the depth and you're confident in your bench, man, you need to get them in and get them flowing early.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, depth is always a luxury, and if you've got it, you take it. Russell pulls down the rebound. Bryan College, 29 on the game clock, 26 on the shot clock. Hennessy's looking to push here. She'll find Russell. Russell, 4-3. It's good. Samantha Russell knocks down the big jump shot at the end of the first quarter. Now, can the Lady Lions hold them? 1 possession. They'll get out of this first quarter with the lead. Longmire around the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. No problem for Russell. Going to chuck one. That one is well short. Milligan University leading 16-15 into the first quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Lions Radio Network. And welcome back in to the Lions Radio Network. Myself, of course, your voice of the Lions, Drew Rogers, joined today with Camden Fuquay. Cam, anything from that first quarter that maybe we didn't talk about that jumps off the page to you?
I don't think anything jumps off the page to me that we didn't talk about. I think it was sloppy a little bit on both ends, but I think that's just kind of some jitters. Everybody's kind of overhyped, trying to play the game too fast.
Right.
I think this quarter, whether the coaches like it or not, I think it's going to be high scoring.
Yeah.
I think Samantha Russell broke the lid off the basket there towards the end, and what Caitlin Hennessy did there, getting the ball to the middle of the paint. When that ball touches the paint and it comes out, for some odd reason, man, it's just always cash when it comes through.
It's got to be a psychological thing. You see, maybe your teammate breaks the defense, whatever it is. It's just, you're right. Inside outside threes work very well. They always seem to be super high percentage. As we'll get Myers from the corner. That one's short. Farrell, good strong rebound over 2 Milligan defenders. Hennessy pushing now. Finds Brooks. Brooks all the way up and in. Tori Brooks with the right hand gets Bryan 2 points. And there's probably her lid off the basket. She couldn't seem to buy one in the first.
Shooters like that, all they got to see is one go in. It don't matter if it's from 2 foot or 35 foot.
Longmire around Russell. And Longmire, I believe that's 8 quick points here in this game.
She's been very good in the post. I've been really impressed with how she plays with her back to the basket.
Mulaski looking for somebody, finds Farrell. Farrell going to work. Yeah. And that's a call that I've seen more and more on Farrell this year. I really can never see it, so I don't know if she's getting that arm too far out or what. That'll be her second foul. But I've seen that 5 or 6 times on the same exact call.
I think it's almost like a hook and hold kind of, except it's not extended with the. It's just you're hooking with the elbow. And whenever you see a high elbow like that, it's almost going to be a foul 90% of the time.
There we see Hennessy. Hennessy into the paint. A lot of contact. Farrell with the offensive rebound. Can't get the putback. I don't know how Milligan didn't give up points on that one. Myers, quick three, no good. Russell. It'll be Bryan College basketball. I'm not sure about that one. Hennessy with the ball, right wing. Now Russell, top of the key. Bryan College looking to get kind of into that Princeton look they've been known for this year. There's Hennessy. She creates the inside-outside look. That one just a little strong from Molaski. And Longmire trapped in the backcourt. No whistle yet. Clark up the floor to Runnels. Longmire spins. And a lot of bodies hitting the floor here, but no whistles so far. Nevaeh Majors looks to push, finds the cutting Molaski off her feet. Russell up.
One.
The big bucket from Russell. Strong finish there, and I mean, that's a big bucket.
Gotta have it.
I mean, you get the 2 points, you get the chance for three, and I mean, you got to take the free throws where you can get them in this game.
Absolutely, we need to finish this three-point play right here, get a stop on defense, and just maybe getting out in transition. Because one thing, this Milligan half-court defense is stout. You know, I think I feel like we are a tall and long team as Bryan, the Lady Lions itself, but Milligan matches that, and I think it's kind of giving us some trouble in the passing lanes trying to get in, and you know they're getting a lot of hands on a lot of balls, and so I'm hoping maybe get out in transition, kind of play some numbers, and as they made I don't know who made the shot.
I believe that was number 3. Is that McKenna
Myers?
Yep. McKenna Myers. That's pretty good. That's exactly what I've seen out there. It's just there's not a whole lot of teams in the conference that have girls standing at 5'7" almost at every position, and this Milligan team certainly looks to as you go up and down their roster. Molaski, the offensive rebound. Brooks, the quick pull, no good. Hennessy, the hustle. That's about all she could do with that one. She made the right play, throwing her off her leg. Bryan College will get another look. And, you know, you just get the sense from Brooks right now that the threes, she's trying to get it rolling, and she's forcing just a little bit too quickly some of these looks.
Right. And just go to the basket. I feel like she's had success going to the basket. And Caitlin Hennessy just
strong move.
Bullies her way into the post there. Come up a little short, but
Milligan, that's going to be number 2, J.C. Jenkins with the mid-range pull-up. Milligan back on top, and we will certainly have a lot of lead changes in this one. I mean, as it stood so far.
I think this one might go the full 15 rounds here.
Yeah. Looks like a game that we played to the final buzzer.
Good for us, not good for Coach Johnson's health.
Yeah, he's pretty fired up already. Hennessy over to Brooks. Deep three, that one no good. Milligan can't handle it. Bryan will get a reset shot clock, 20 on it. Majors dangerous pass to the corner for Brooks. Brooks spin moves, finds Russell, cuts around, Russell up. And that one is no good as well. Lions up the floor. Milligan pushing with numbers. Campbell to the corner for Runnels. Runnels, that one's short.
Good box out by Alyssa.
Yeah. Hennessy, what a find to Majors. Can she finish? And she'll generate the body contact and go to the line. What was that?
What a find was that? She had to throw her open almost.
Yeah, that was kind of like a route. I mean, really was. Major's not really close to that ball. Hennessy finding the open space for her to kind of run under it. I mean,
Little deep post there in the middle of the court.
Yeah, resembling an NFL quarterback a little bit. I mean, that's what they say about those guys, that you've got to be able to throw it before the receiver gets to their break. And that was a great example of that right there. Majors knocks down both free throws, 22-22, all square here. A quick pull there from J.C. Jenkins, and she knocks it down. Jenkins, I believe she's got Milligan's last 5. And, I mean, both teams doing very well defensively. That just a tough shot that Jenkins knocked down.
Absolutely.
And Lyon just took off, man.
Fast with that ball, wasn't she?
A little bit too quick for Bryan. Tori Brooks Euro steps her way in, and the Milligan 7-0 run is kind of quelled here. Lyon up the floor. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more of Davis yet. Autumn Davis, a terrific perimeter defender. And I believe Farrell's going to be on the bench with 2 fouls, as Milligan wanted a foul on that box out. But I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen more of her. Russell reverses, makes the layup. These two teams are going to be neck and neck all night. Every time one seems to get a little advantage on the other, they come right back with the bucket. J.C. Jenkins with the ball, top of the key. That one's stolen by Hennessy. Mulaski to Brooks. Brooks open.
There it is.
She got one to go. Tori Brooks missing her first 4, knocks down her first triple. And a big one as it puts the Lions back on top, 29-27. Kinsey Campbell on the wing, gets it to the other wing for Longmire. Longmire, good move. Nevaeh Majors came over for the help. She stepped right around her. And we're going to get a foul on Campbell. And just to our right is the Milligan section. They brought some fans now. This isn't just a few parents.
It's a good atmosphere today. It's one of the better ones we've had. And Drew, I'll be honest with you, I might not make a lot of fans at home happy, but I might have to side with the Milligan fans on that one. You know, she was straight up the whole time, and I think Hennessy just kind of got tripped up over herself there. You know. Listen, we'll definitely take it. I'm not one to complain, but
no takebacks.
Yeah, no.
Russell, the pump fake, good move all the way. Samantha Russell, that rims out. Russell will save it. Mulaski on the floor, stolen away by Longmire. Longmire all alone. She connects on the easy layup, and man, both teams. You see how bad they want this on a play like that. Russell, quick 2-point jump shot, no good.
Important to note here, Katie Farrell, I think, with 2 fouls back in the game with 2.5 left. So don't need to pick up the third here.
No, you don't. And Longmire, once again, she's been unstoppable when she gets ahead of steam. She's making all the right plays.
Very good in the post. She's got very good footwork down there. She's a plethora of finishes. You've seen her go up and under. You've seen her Euro step, back to the basket, hook shots. Very impressive.
Now the errant pass from Farrell. Russell going to chase it down. Bryan needs to calm down here. Brooks finds the cutting Hennessy. She finds Mulaski. Mulaski all the way into Farrell.
What ball movement.
I believe every Lion on that possession touched it. And whenever you can get buckets like that, it's big. You can keep it moving. The defense gets tired as you wear them down with possessions like that. Clark to Jenkins, top of the key, now to Longmire. Longmire gets it into Jenkins. We're going to get a foul on Hennessy. And I believe Hennessy had her by the arm there, on her off arm, not the one she caught it with, and that's what they called. That'll be Hennessy's second as well. So now two Lady Lions starters on the floor with 2 fouls. Definitely something to watch here in this last 119. Lyon, that one blocked by Farrell, I believe. Torrey around the screen, kick out to Hennessy. Caitlin Hennessy, she got it. Hennessy definitely not her best quality, but she can hit them when she's left open.
And that's big just to stretch the floor, you know, just
Yep.
kind of having somebody that's so dominant in the post and so dominant down low, being able to stretch the floor is huge.
Clark, her finish, no good. Brooks got the vertical defense. Bryan going to have to put up a shot here. They could get the 2-for-1 if they hurry. Mulaski finds Hennessy. Hennessy open again. That one no good. Fight for the rebound.
I believe it's going to stay here with us, Drew.
It is. And it'll be 20. It'll be 20 on the shot clock, so Milligan's going to have about 9 seconds if Bryan uses all of it.
Not a whole lot of stops in the play in the day's game. You know, both just kind of looking out there. Both teams look a little gassed. You know, wouldn't be surprised if we had a timeout right here, just to kind of get some legs under.
Yeah,
you know?
the biggest thing adding to that is just they're letting them play. They're not calling a whole lot of fouls. I know Hennessy and Farrell have 2, but they honestly just about everybody on this court could probably have 1 more than they do.
So yeah, and I love that. I love that as a fan. You know, I know some people don't like fouls, but you know, if there ain't bloodshed during the game, I don't think it's a good game. You know, nah, I'm just messing, but it's good luck for
Samaj Clark. The 3, no good. Russell's got it. They've got one last shot at it. If they hurry, Russell gets it up at the horn. Samantha Russell puts it in off one leg from about 30 feet, and what a way to end the half for the Lions. That gives them a 4-point lead, 37-33. A big bucket in a game where points are not come easy, and Samantha Russell steals one at the horn there.
You just can't express the importance of having a bucket like that going into halftime. You know, any bucket like that going into halftime to extend a lead in a half like that's huge. But one coming kind of like that's almost a low blow to Milligan. You know, they're really going to have to bring some energy coming out of the half. So
you look at Milligan's side, and I mean, they played a pretty flawless half, and to have something like that happen at the end feels a little cheap, but we'll take it. I've got to run, Cam. We're gonna get Upward Night underway again. Stay on here, watch Upward Night, and me and Cam will be right back after the 20-minute halftime. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the Lions Radio Network.
I'm
and
sure
welcome back in. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a good one on our hands. We are just about ready to get this second half underway. Bryan College leading Milligan 37-33 here. 10 minutes on the board. That means we're fully loaded and ready for this third quarter.
Sorry.
With the ball is number 3, McKenna Myers. Samaj Clark going to start us off quickly with the 2 points. Not even 10 seconds gone by.
She got pretty shot, too.
Yeah. Cam, give us just give us a little snapshot of that first half, if you don't mind.
Well, both teams kind of struggled shooting the ball a little bit. Milligan had higher hand, about 38%. Bryan was about 34%. Bryan 26% from three-point line, which is very uncharacteristic, which Milligan was 1 for 10. So that was a 10%. What kind of surprised me was a low amount of turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, four turnovers for Bryan to 2 for Milligan. I really thought after watching that first quarter, that kind of surprises me.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a lot cleaner of a half, some halftime adjustments, maybe a little. We talked about the jitters. I know we thought the second quarter be gone a little bit. Probably are now, definitely, especially after Russell hit that. It wasn't. I don't want to say miraculous, but hit that heroic 30-footer, really 35-footer.
Yeah, that's well put. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes you just get a feel for some games, and it feels like the air has kind of been let out of the balloon a little bit. Like you can kind of feel that tightness go away for the most part. And I think we're seeing two really good teams just battle it out here as the Lady Lions cannot get any separation. Hennessy going to have to force up a shot. She does. That one long. Good rebound there by Maddie Runnels, excuse me.
And to put it this way, two very good defensive teams. They've been very good. So, you know, neither team's shooting good, but don't discredit each other for what they've done. It's been very stout defensively.
Yeah.
And I think Bryan, I'm not sure. I know the last 2 games, I believe they've scored 100 points, and they're usually a high-scoring team. I wonder if there was just some sort of panic kind of crept in when they they couldn't get the lid off the basket early, and they just kind of seemed like they forced a little bit, and I don't know. But definitely should be a little bit cleaner second half.
Yeah, I think we're seeing 2 teams that have just finally run into a team equal with them after not playing, I don't want to speak badly of any opponent, but you can definitely say that Bryan is probably a better caliber team than Milligan will see in Milligan, vice versa for Bryan. Hennessy side of the backboard there. Both teams with some wild shots here, and man, Longmire continues to impress. She's finding all the angles to get her shot off.
She's been impressive today, hasn't she? Bryan needs to really make her a shooter, really needs to get her out of transition, get the ball out of her hands. I don't know if that means denying her in the post or denying her the ball on the wing.
And Russell continues to put it in from distance. But back to that, you're right. But it's hard because Milligan offers what almost no other team but Reinhardt does in this conference. Caitlin Hennessy can't guard her. Hennessy's got to be on the ball like she normally is, where you would normally just switch that over. But I mean, Russell's not going to be guarding, isn't going to be guarding J.C. Jenkins out there on the perimeter, and that's really where Milligan's primary mismatch is today.
They've done a good job of finding the mismatches and making mismatches. Mismatches just don't happen.
Yep.
They've done a very good job of making them happen. So credit to the Buffaloes there.
And the way Milligan's subbing and playing right now, they're just making sure that there's always length on the floor. That way that you have to respect, pretty much anyone else that's on the floor at all times. Hennessy will drive back to the basket, 11 on the shot clock. Finds Brooks on the cut. Tori Brooks, looks like she took a shot there. No whistle. Lying up the floor to Clark. Clark trying to find the angle, can't. Resets it out to Longmire. Longmire thought about the 3 for a second, gets it to Campbell. And there's Longmire once again on the drive, doesn't get it to go. Can't get the pass to go. Brooks up to Russell, ahead of the pack, over the top. Can't finish.
What a pass by Brooks.
Would have been a huge momentum swinger as well, you would have to think there. Longmire from distance now. Longmire, she can do it all,
I was waiting to see if she had that third level to her game there, and I mean, didn't disappoint there.
Nope. Missed her first two, puts that one in, and gives Milligan back the lead. I wish we had, the ESPN stat graphics up here. We could show you the ties and lead changes, but we're not there quite yet.
I think we're definitely in the teens on lead changes today. Probably in the teens on ties too.
Farrell drives, strong move, can't finish. Clark, the even stronger rebound ahead of the pack. Lyon, she is cool.
Boy, she's
fast,
quick,
isn't she?
She is fast.
There's almost nobody. I don't think there is anybody on this Bryan team that could, maybe Davis or Majors.
Yeah, I was going to say Davis or Majors. Kind of when she's in the game, get somebody to match her.
Yeah.
She's not really been number 44. Did we ever determine what her name was? We didn't have her on the roster, I don't believe.
Leanna Lyon, or I believe it was Leanna Lyon. I'll make sure of that now.
But she's not been a massive factor offensively today.
Yeah.
So it's not just in transition. She's been lethal. Nobody can catch her. She's fast with the ball.
That's number 44, Lena Lyon.
Lena Lyon,
yeah.
Okay.
There she is, making the pass to Longmire. Longmire for three. That one no good. And I believe Hennessy hit it. She did. And Milligan's going to get a fresh 20 on the shot clock.
What's impressive about this game is if you look at the stats, 9 offensive rebounds for the Lady Lions. Out-rebounded Milligan by almost 10. It's about 9 rebounds right now, and they're down by 3. You don't – turnovers have not really been a problem. Getting in the offensive flow has kind of been tough, but just sort of weird to see a team out-rebounding the team by that much, especially on the offensive boards, and still be down by 3.
Yeah, they haven't gotten a lot of these to go. Russell, transition three. Russell buries it from distance. And I believe she's the Lions' leading scorer, and she's the game's leading scorer with 20 points. We haven't seen Tori Brooks as much today. 23 points, excuse me. We haven't seen Tori Brooks as much today, but Russell has kind of picked up her slack and then some.
Absolutely. And listen, Tori, she can go on a 12-0 run herself and within 2 minutes. The way she shoots it, she gets open.
Right there, you saw Russell again. She'll get to the 25 mark, gives Bryan back the lead. I mean, this game has just gone back and forth in so many different ways. Number 2, J.C. Jenkins gets it back to a tie.
Looks like we got Majors and Davis subbing in here.
Yeah. And I believe he did that to go speed, but then they checked Lyon out of the ball. They checked number 44 Lyon out of the ball game. But that is their normal rotation to put those 2 in. And Russell's going to take a hard foul there. That is number 43. That's number 43, Haley Paget. It'll be her first, team first. Yeah, no whistles here at all in this third quarter.
No, just letting them play. Good Lord, I didn't realize we was already down to the 3-minute mark.
Yeah. Russell's first free throw around the rim and in. Lady Lions grab the lead back for what feels like the 10th time in this third quarter. Russell buries the second, 49-47, 2:43 on the game clock. Davis is going to apply full court pressure. Hennessy forces the turnover on the near sideline. A big play there that's it. Without her coming up like that, Milligan probably has a free possession to do just about anything they please. Instead, it's Bryan College basketball, and they're looking to extend this lead. Left wing, this is something they go to a lot late in games. There's the Hennessy 3. That one's short. They go, and Russell on the floor finds Hennessy. Hennessy all the way up. Rolls around the rim, no good. And we're going to get a foul. We're going to get a foul on Hennessy. Good strong fight for the ball. Nothing wrong with that. But, Hennessy reached over reached over her shoulder there.
Absolutely.
And rightly gets the foul.
And that's one of those fouls that are tough. The game moves so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You're both going after the ball. It's a hustle foul. It's a hustle play. You can't be mad as a coach for getting that foul.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough in a scrum like that, or in a game this physical.
And there's Davis right there picking the pocket of Gibson. Davis continues to be a nightmare. Draws the foul. It'll be on the floor. Davis, a huge energy play right there. And that's just what she does. I mean, she's one of my favorite Lady Lions to watch out here.
She's just so tough on the defensive end. Whoa, we're not giving her 2 with this one.
What? No, I believe it's on the floor.
Really?
Yeah. I believe the initial contact was right before she went up. It was really close. Mulaski had her pocket picked on the help side, and that'll go off her knee. It'll be Milligan ball. So a lot happened right there. And for Bryan not to come away with any points kind of feels like a disappointment on that possession.
Both teams, it's just been a chess match almost. You know, nobody can gain ground because each team's just forcing each other to do stuff that is almost out of characteristic of them. You know.
And I believe we'll get a jump ball. The Lions will regain possession. And that feels like just about what every rebound is going to look like as we get closer to the end of this game. I mean, you have 2 teams that really want it, really give a crap, and that's just a byproduct of the game. But again, I can't say how pleased I am that we have these officials that are letting them play. I mean, this game wouldn't look like it does now as you see Mulaski throw the ball out of bounds. It wouldn't look like it does now if they weren't letting them play.
Absolutely, and you know, and some people worry about letting it get out of hand. You know, I credit to both sides. It's been a very physical game, but it's also been a very clean game. You know, there's not really been any extracurriculars. You know, they're just going at it. They're going to the whistle, maybe a little bit past the whistle, and then after that they just drop it and move on. Jenkins with a 3 there.
Yeah, another one.
Pretty looking shot.
Yeah. Jenkins, the second leading scorer for Milligan. She's got 14 on a pretty efficient 5 of 9. And they're going to have to do something to quell her and Longmire. Russell, the foul, just a little bit too strong off the window. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. That foul is going to go on number 24, Maddie Runnels. I believe that'll be her second. Yeah, that'll be her second. Team third, 49 seconds. Probably don't have to worry about the bonus at this point in this quarter.
No. And, you know, what you saw there is from Tori and Sam is a dribble handoff, and I feel like these Lady Lions, that they live off those.
Yep.
They live off the dribble handoffs, and then you got plays in the first half like Caitlin Hennessy did it a couple times where you dribble handoff, you slip the handoff, and you backdoor cut, and then it just opens up a plethora of opportunities, like that one possession we were talking about where everybody touched the basketball. Alyssa cuts in, and she dumps it to Katie, and then you get a bucket there, you know.
And that's where they've looked the best, and it's true for any basketball team. They've looked the best when the ball is touching a lot of players' hands. And this is a game where they're quick behind the screen 3-pointers, just haven't necessarily fallen. And that's what you see when the competition is better. Those are just kind of shots. As we get a travel on Brooks, that's a tough one. But I mean, that's just what you see a lot in this. Those don't fall as frequently as they do when you're up 30.
Right.
Or, you know.
Right, and you know, in a game like this, for both Milligan and Bryan, I've watched a lot of the Lady Lions this year. To be honest, I ain't watched any of Milligan until today. I don't know what kind of scoring team they are.
Right.
But this is when you find out what you're made of right here. Shots aren't falling. Everything ain't going your way. You're really just having to put it frank, grow a pair and be physical and grind it out on the defensive end.
Yeah.
You know, and just be physical on the offensive end, create second chance points. And I've been really pleased with what the Lady Lions have done. They've won the rebounding battle, the turnover battle. They're just down by 1, I believe, right now.
Longmire, quick shot. That one's short. Farrell will corral the rebound. But you're right, man. There's not too much more to say. We just got to get to the fourth quarter. We're having fun here. Great game on our hands. Don't go anywhere. We'll get you to the exciting finale in the fourth quarter right here on the Lions Radio Network. And welcome back. We're here for the fourth quarter. Myself, Drew Rogers, and my co-host, Camden Fuquay. Cam, it's going to be an exciting finish.
It's going to be a fun one. You know, you can already kind of feel the atmosphere here in Summers. Just kind of starting. It's starting to get going. People are getting on their feet a little bit. Whether that's about plays or bad calls, and I think it's going to be good. As Jenkins maybe got away with a little bit of a couple hop steps there.
Yeah. The whistle isn't blowing for fouls, and the whistle is not blowing for questionable moves on both sides. Russell, quick three, rolls in. Samantha Russell buries it. A big shot there from the game's leading scorer. Samaj Clark with the ball, gets it to Longmire. Longmire thought about a three, pulls it down. Runnels, top of the key. Samaj Clark, 4-3, no good. Farrell, top of a reach, batted away. And we're going to get a foul on Farrell. That'll be her third, team first. And I know we've talked about the officials, you know, they're letting things go. But in the fourth quarter, you know, having repped a few myself, like in a game like this is kind of where you look at your partner and you go, okay, it's time to tighten up. Like we're going to try to get everything. Make sure that we do these players, these coaches, like make sure we do them justice.
Right. And you know, to be honest with you, you want to do them right, you want to do them justice. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the biggest justice to these players is calling it how it is, because you've played a lot more than I have. But the most aggravating thing is to get her for another travel.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe the travel could have been called on the fact that she stepped back with the ball but he called it on the drive.
On the drive, yeah. But to go back to what I was saying, just calling it the same way. You know, don't change it up. You know, that's how people get in foul trouble, because they think they can get away with this and they can't.
Yeah.
You know.
Hennessy inside generates the body contact. Big finish. I know this is a women's basketball game, but that was a man move.
That was a bully ball right there. You know, that she does a great job using her body to create contact, but just to defend the defender pretty much.
Runnels for three, no good. This one going to be off the hands of Clark. Back into the game for the Buffaloes is going to be number 43, Haley Paget. And Paget probably their tallest girl, or probably their longest girl. Looking at her arms, and she's given Bryan's, like when she's out there, Bryan's offensive rebounding takes a hit. Tori Brooks, pull-up floater, no good. Brooks has struggled here today. She's been very, very quiet. If she can get it going here, along with everything that they've got going, you got to think that it only leads to success for the Lady Lions.
And the big thing for her is she can't shy away. As Jenkins with another one.
Yeah. She's lighting them up. She's been big. Longmire is the leading scorer, but it seems like every time they need one, they give it to her, and she comes up big for them.
Shoots it very well.
Russell finds Hennessy. Hennessy, the flare. Molaski, that one no good. Farrell, good hustle. The put-back layup, and that was all Farrell right there.
Absolutely.
She got around the box out, and, man, that was –
I believe if I'm not mistaken, that's her 10th board for the night. I think she got 6 points now, 6 to 8. But you know, she's just battling hard down there. She don't take nothing from no one.
Nope.
You know, and
not.
she's going to outwork you.
Samaj Clark in the paint. Haley Pageant, one dribble. Longmire going to try to create something. Can't. No whistle there either way. Lady Lions looking to push. Hennessy tried to spin move. Farrell all the way up with the left hand. Katie Farrell, 4 quick points for her, and Bryan on top 4. And it has just come from a plethora of places when they've needed it to come. The big name, Samantha Russell, but it seems like almost everybody's chipped in that's been out there. J.C. Jenkins, speaking of the big name, none bigger than hers, as she draws them within 1 point once again. And Russell, one dribble. Russell just right, can't finish. Milligan can take the lead here with a 2 or a 3. The ball in the hands of Jenkins.
I believe we're going to get.
Yeah, I believe so. That's going to be her
foul.
4th.
What do you do here? 6 minutes. Coach Johnson, like she's going to go small and go with Nevaeh here.
Yeah, Milligan's size advantage is just in the fact that they have tall people at every position, and with Lyon being on the court here, I think you can get away with Majors being in here. And Majors a great player, not like we're putting in we're putting in a JV girl, but I think you can get away with it, and it makes sense to keep Farrell fresh for the last 3 or maybe even 2. Right,
and the thing about Milligan is their big girls are no taller than ours. They're 4s and they're 5s and even 3s. They're no taller than ours. It's just everybody's the same height outside of the one, and that makes it tough.
Hennessy on the drive. Hennessy all the way, rejected by Jenkins. Jenkins on the defensive side now. Hennessy right back at her. She steals the ball. Spin move all the way in the paint. Finds Russell. Russell with the right hand. Excuse me.
Majors wanted the timeout there before the ball got in, maybe to set up some kind of pressure, maybe just to get a break. I mean, it's been continuous.
Yeah, I mean, we have not had many whistles at all during this game.
It's been a fast play game so far.
Runnels over to Clark. Clark, one dribble, pull up, no good. Hennessy the rebound, and right here, big possession for both teams. I mean, and Coach Gabe Johnson sensing it. He hasn't used one yet. This is good a time as any. But a big possession here coming up. The Lady Lions and the Buffaloes have just shown no ability to hold on to a lead as of yet. And right here, they could push it to 5 or 6, which would be big at this point in time. We're going to take probably our last break of the broadcast. We'll be right back. 5 minutes on the clock here on the Lions Radio Network. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. 62-59, Bryan College Lady Lions lead. 5:01 on the game clock. Coach Gabe Johnson, after that, at that last stoppage, calling timeout, probably to set up his best play, get the best look that he can out of this one. He's got both teams 4 timeouts left, so this game might slow down dramatically. And right there, you see Hennessy, just as easy as a bucket as you'll get. Good play out of the timeout, good execution.
And when Hennessy's at her best, she's driving downhill, making things happen.
She's a much improved three-point shooter, but still, the best part of her game is downhill and then creating for others if she gets cut off.
100%. There was Longmire there that hadn't really said her name in a little while.
Yeah. She's been quiet in this fourth quarter. It's really been all Jenkins. That's been the story.
What a cut.
What a dot. Eyes in the back of her head, finds Russell. That'll be Russell's 34th of the game. And Bryan College going to need to keep the buckets coming here because Lena Lyon gets the and one. She'll go to the line for 3. And a girl that came off the off the bench pretty late in the rotation has been really big for them here. She's gotten some easy layups simply by the fact that she's too fast to catch. She's been pretty good defensively, and right there you see her in no bigger spot. We'll see if she can get the third, and she does.
And for somebody with Milligan has played, I think, probably everybody on their bench tonight, and they played them quite substantially too. Some nights you just kind of you have the luxury of riding the hot hand when that happens.
Alyssa Molaski been pretty much a no-show on offense here tonight. A big three-pointer there. Lions lead back up to 5. Jenkins to Clark. Molaski went for the steal. They get it inside. And I thought we were going to get a foul. We're just going to get Hennessy.
I'll take that.
Yeah, Hennessy stepped out of bounds while touching the ball. But, Haley Pageant, probably one of the better posts I've seen in this league at sealing. She's giving them fits over there on that right block.
And she's not backing down.
No.
Of the challenge here, with Russell on her. Look at Russell's about as tall as she is.
Mm-hmm.
Russell seems to be a stronger player.
Yeah.
And they're banging down low.
They are.
And that's what makes basketball fun, I believe. When you're able to bang down low and just be a little physical.
J.C. Jenkins, top of the key. They finally got Hennessy on her. And for good reason, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year swats that one away. We'll get a timeout from Milligan. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And I feel like that's a switch that they needed to make. I'm not sure if Hennessy's been on her the whole night. It doesn't feel like it. But I think Coach Gabe Johnson is done with watching Jenkins shoot over the top there.
Right. And they're talking about some matchup switches. I'm not going back to Longmire first half, tore it up.
Right.
She's been kind of quiet this second half. But I noticed, and I didn't notice in the first half, Samantha Russell was guarding her this half. And I don't know if you finally found somebody that kind of can stop her, same size, length, but she's kind of been quiet in the second half, and I don't know who was guarding her in the first half, if Samantha was or not, but that's something also, just some good defensive matchup changes here, and some good halftime adjustments, and making some plays down the stretch. You're up by 5 with a chance to put it at a 3-possession game here.
Absolutely. And adjustments. Adjustments are what win the second half of basketball games, and everybody knows it only matters what's on the final scoreboard. Hennessy thought she was out of bounds. She wasn't. Molaski, that one's short. Hennessy will tip that one. Doesn't
Hennessy's
get the
in
steal.
Jenkins' back pocket right now.
Samaj Clark, top of the key. McKenna Myers, she dances, gets it to Longmire. 10 on the shot clock inside for Pageant. Pageant around the smaller Molaski. All she could do right there.
Good drop step, good move. I'm impressed with Pageant too. She's been solid down in the post. I know Longmire and Jenkins have really took a lot of the show, but she's been very solid.
Yeah. Brooks finds Hennessy, 12 shot clock. Hennessy going to need to push. Can she get downhill? She does. Spin move all the way up and in.
Beautiful move.
Yeah, and that's her patented move. You see her do it, maybe 5-6 times a game, and it seems to be unstoppable.
Yeah, it practically is.
Yeah.
I've watched her for 3 or 4 years now. I ain't found nobody to stop it yet.
Yeah.
If she's still doing it 5 or 6 times a game, then I think we can deem it as unstoppable.
Yeah. I think you're right. We got another Milligan timeout, and I figured this might happen down the stretch as we see this. I believe the scoreboard's wrong. I believe Milligan has 2, Bryan has 4, but both coaches trying to get the absolute most out of this game.
And they're trying to extend the game. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the guys' game. Fouling, they started fouling with 3 minutes left. They used their last timeout. And any way to extend the game, and it's not necessarily what you can do, it's what you can make the other team do. You make them make mistakes. Give them more time to make the mistakes. You know, make them play flawless basketball.
Yep.
And
you know, there's been a lot of back and forth, but you know, a lot of what's happened has been because of missed shots. There hasn't been a whole lot of turnovers, which is rare for a game like this.
Yeah, and we talked about it early. We thought it was. I said it. Thought it was a little sloppy. A lot of tip balls in the passing lanes. A lot of balls going everywhere. Balls going out of bounds. And I was wrong. You know, the stats say different, but that's just kind of the Aurora vibe it gave. You know, earlier.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's been a very clean second half, and man, you couldn't ask for a better game on Saturday afternoon.
We're gonna get an illegal screen from Pageant, and there's not much complaint from the Milligan side. I think that was pretty cut and dry. Milligan's coach just pleading with him to get back on D. Hennessy, she'll take the foul on Clark. That's something you see. She's got a little bit of attitude when it gets late in games. She's getting bumped.
You know, and I love it. You know, a lot of people don't like the attitude. See somebody goes deep here, but you got to have a little spunk to you if you want to be good and win.
This is not the that's not the person you want with the ball, dribbling it up. And I believe we got a late foul there. The crowd not very happy about how long it took. Hennessy, top of the key. She'll get it to Russell. Russell, corner three. Would have been a backbreaker. Katie Farrell. I think she's laughing. I don't know if she meant to do it. And the offensive rebound, and I think she's got at least 12 on the game.
Got a little double action going here.
She's got 10 points, 12 rebounds. Misses the free throw. Bryan up 7 here. Milligan's got to go here, and they got to immediately get a stop. And I believe Molaski will commit the foul. Milligan close. Both teams one foul away from that bonus, and that's going to be you're Bryan. You don't want to give away easy points, so you probably back up here. And if you're Milligan, you got to play the foul game. You got to play the free throw game.
Big thing is for Bryan here. Everything goes to the basket. Do not foul. Make the free throws on the other end. You get to go home with a win tonight.
Yep. J.C. Jenkins drives, blocked by Hennessy. No whistle.
You got to get across court.
You got to get across half court. They've got two. They've got one. That ball thrown errantly. Milligan with the ball, 47 seconds. Gets it to Jenkins. She's been hot all night. That one's short. No good. And we're going to get a timeout. We're going to get a timeout from Gabe Johnson.
I don't know if I'd have called one right there. I think I'd have just let him foul you. And, you know,
Gabe Johnson seems confused on who called that timeout. He wasn't. I'm not sure if the confusion is between how many timeouts he has left, or he may be talking about inbound the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I would think probably there you just let her foul you. I mean, you don't want to risk turning the ball over any more than you have to. You know, inbounds are scary in a game with so much length, speed, and physicality, and
you've got.
But I mean, if it works, it works.
Right.
You know, like you get inbound the ball, you go home with a win. Nobody talks about it. You know.
Exactly. And you've got the timeouts to burn. You got 3 left, 40 seconds. You're up. Probably more just a cautious move on his part, just trying to make absolutely sure there wasn't going to be a steal down there.
Right. And it was getting chippy down there too. So we were probably trying to calm down a little bit of whatever was going on.
Yeah. Hennessy quickly to Molaski, being hounded by Clark. Milligan probably needs to foul right now. They don't.
A lot of time.
Hennessy just dribbling through everyone, chucks it. Dangerous pass. Brooks Thought about it for a second, gets it back to Russell. And, yeah, Milligan's coach has her arms out. I kind of agree. That was the softest foul there committed by Milligan. I'm not sure.
I wasn't a fan of the call.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering why she's upset that they called the foul. You know, you should have fouled 20 seconds ago.
Right.
You know, it's a 3-possession game. Letting them triple out the shot clock ain't going to do nothing.
No.
Because you can't get it down to 1 possession to where you got a chance to come and tie it or win it. You know, that.
And there you probably, if you're going to go for the steal, if you're going to go for it, you do it in the first 3 to 5 seconds, then you whack them. Yeah.
You know, and I don't really understand the decision not to foul there.
I don't either.
You know, you got to. We talked about it. Extend the game.
Yeah.
Make the other team make mistakes. You know, and but
hey,
we don't get paid the big bucks.
No,
so.
We don't. We're not down there. 75-66, Bryan College, 23.2. If this result holds like we think it will, it's gonna be big. It's gonna shake up. It's gonna shake up the AAC. Bryan College will complete the season sweep on Milligan. Bryan College will move to 14-1. Milligan University, they'll go down to 11-3. So now you see Bryan and Reinhardt kind of aligning here. You see Bryan put another game between them and Milligan, and you see them get just one step closer to that February 14th matchup at home here versus Reinhardt. And I mean, that game is for the conference. I mean, for all intents and purposes, if Bryan doesn't take a bad loss, that game's for the conference.
And I'll go ahead and say it right here. If you're not in Summers on February 14th watching these girls play for the conference, you know, you better be a ways away.
Yeah.
You know, because these girls play hard. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they deserve your support.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a big year for the conference. I feel like this is probably the most competitive the conference has been in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, U-Pike moved in. They're very good. Reinhardt's, I think, undefeated maybe the whole year. Are they undefeated the whole year?
I
know they're undefeated in conference.
And yes, they're undefeated overall.
I mean, usually it's a runaway with us. You know, I encourage whoever it is on February 14th to be here.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be a fun night.
Agreed. And you know, Bryan putting together here a 10-point victory. You know, barring any Milligan heroics, this is what they've been looking for a while now. They're not receiving votes in the NAI just yet, and you know, this is the type of game that does it. You beat the number 3 team in our conference. Only 2 losses on their side. You beat them by 10, double digits. Then you start to put people on notice, like, okay, we're for real. We're not going to split the season series with this team.
And you know, both coaches went into the locker room, maybe not at halftime, but before the game, and I'm sure the message is like, good teams are good enough to be here and play in this game and make it competitive. But to be great, you have to win these games.
Yeah.
To take that next step forward, you have to win these games.
Yeah.
And Bryan has come out here. These Lady Lions, they fought, they battled, and they've taken that next step.
Yeah.
Milligan has been nothing short of spectacular tonight.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of good things, but, you know, the Lady Lions have just made so many plays when it mattered.
Yeah.
Katie Farrell, to be exact, you know, the offensive rebound they won to put it, I think, at a 2 or 3 possession game was huge. You know, Alyssa Molaski's 3-pointer hasn't scored all night.
Yep. And there we see McKenna Myers, Gabe Johnson going to grab a quick timeout. And best case scenario for Milligan there. You get a quick 3-pointer. You force Bryan to burn another timeout to kind of set something up. And, you know, if you're Milligan, you're no holds bar here. You're going for it.
Right.
You foul, who cares? Like, you got to foul anyways.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I mean, if you foul, who cares? Like, you've just got to throw every available body at the ball.
Right.
Like, you can.
Right. And if I'm Coach Johnson here, we saw him go with the 4 down look here. I would really anticipate they're going for every steal. They're going to try to double the ball handler. I would really assume and try to probably send somebody deep. With 11 seconds left, 3-possession game, you don't have to worry about turning the ball over.
Right.
It's almost like it's just as good of a punt as a punt in football. You know, just waste the time off the clock, maybe put the game away with a bucket while the clock's still running. They're going to jump the gun. I would really assume they're going deep, which I forgot in women's basketball. Timeout, we get the ball at half court, so it makes it a little different now. But still might go to the basket.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Definitely. It's kind of like an arm punt when a team's up big in football. You throw it deep on third down.
Yep.
You know, interception for the quarterback, but not necessarily the worst thing. And it looks like Hennessy's just going to dribble it out. No foul being applied. Milligan not going to foul. Hennessy will dribble it out. That's how it ends. 76-69, Bryan College, as they take down the visiting Milligan Buffaloes. Just a huge game from Samantha Russell on the Bryan side. And, you know, for Milligan, J.C. Jenkins, Lauren Longmire, both big for them. Seems like they came up with a bucket, but down the stretch, it was Bryan's team basketball that really won them the game.
Absolutely. Almost a 40 ball from Samantha Russell, 38. Just the efficiency of that. You know, you scored 38 points on 13 of 23 shooting, 50% from three. Man, don't get much better than that. You know, that's hard to do. You know.
And 13 rebounds to go with it. I mean, she helped out on the glass too. It wasn't just a score. We'll take a short break for the prayer, and we'll be right back with closing thoughts. And we are back for the final time here. Bryan College closing out Milligan. They're gonna take a photo with the Upward kids on the floor now. Of course, tonight Upward night, and but you know, a big win. We talked about Samantha Russell. You talked about that big play from Katie Farrell, maybe the biggest play of the game. You know, Caitlin Hennessy struggled offensively tonight. At 4:15, it didn't feel like it. But you know, she stuffs the stat sheet in whatever way she can. Had a few steals, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Tori Brook, another one of those that struggled out there. Pretty rare to see her under 10 points this year. Alyssa Molaski, again, she struggled, but you know, she hit the biggest shot of the night for her. She hit.
Maybe rivaling Katie's as the biggest shot of the game.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was a 3 or 2 point game at that time when she hit that, if I'm not mistaken.
I think 66-64. She put them up 5.
Okay. Yep. And then Katie's put them up by 3 possessions, and they didn't turn back after that.
I mean, you look up and down. The line's got a lot of contributions. The offensive numbers not where they normally are, but again, the competition was a lot better tonight. For the Milligan side, we talked about J.C. Jenkins. 4 of 7 from 3, 8 boards as well. I wouldn't have guessed that seeing the game. Lauren Longmire, 19, 5 and 4. She was quiet down the stretch. She almost disappeared. She didn't get a whole lot of touches. And then for Milligan, they're just, you know, McKenna Myers, she chipped in. Lena Lyon, we talked about. You know, just. They needed a little bit more, and they didn't get it.
Yep.
And that's the difference in the ball game down the stretch.
100%. It's who makes plays later, the latest in the game. And you know, you look, Milligan shot better from the field, shot better from 3. Bryan did shoot more free throws, which down the stretch, you know, you're fouling. They didn't foul a lot, but you know, you're fouling, and when you drive, the one just 42-27 in the rebounding column, 12-2 on the offensive boards.
Yeah.
I think that's just really what kind of controlled the game.
Yeah.
You know, they could never get a break on defense. Second chance points 10-1.
Yeah. I mean, but hey, the game was a 7-point game. I mean,
listen, that's enough to win the game right there. You know, I know you're not going to clean up the boards all the time, but you know, you got out rebounded by 10 on the offensive board and 5 on the defensive boards. You got to rebound better than that, you know, to win ball games. And honestly, to get out rebounded by 15 and still have a chance to win it in the last 3 minutes is a testament to how hard and how good of a talented ball club Milligan is.
Absolutely. I have a feeling that, you know, Bryan and Milligan's paths will cross again, whether it be the conference tournament, you know, championship.